Alright, bet. Let me see if this stream is actually set up. Okay, looks like it is. How does it look like? Fuck, it looks like shit. Wow, it looks like shit. Oh my god. I might need to adjust the bit rate on here. Oh no, it looks fine. Okay, cool. Oh shit, now I'm camera shy. Oh hell no. Okay, what did I want to do? All I need is one viewer, and that's myself. Okay, well, two. All I need is two viewers, myself and then you, babe. That's all I need. But where's my window capture so I can get my Notion? The fuck is it? Oh shoot. Okay. So all I really need to do today is I think I already did this. So world representation. Create a grid with rows and columns on the stack to represent the map. Oh wait. Wait. Okay. Let me just comment some stuff out and then where is it? Amount of tokens. Oh, pretty much everything in here. I just need to comment this out. I need to comment this whole thing out. Give this one more time. Make. Okay. So all I have to do right now is pretty much show that the grid is being created in the command line. So what even is ./algoquest? Right now it's formatted kind of ass. I feel like I could like space it out even more. I probably should space it out now. How would I even format that nicely? I could probably add a space after every row, and then every time it hits a new line of the grid or a new row, I could do a new line as well. I'll probably do that then. So that would be in my grid. So right now it's printing, it's a 2D matrix. It's a nested for, so when I'm inside here, I could just say, okay, so, well, for the new row, since we're already starting on a new line, we can just add another one. I don't even know. What? So that should add add a space in between each row. I just want to make sure that works. Oh, I gotta sit up straight, my bad. Dude, like my chair's like getting flatter. I've been sitting in it way too much. Okay, that looks fine. But then I need to add a space in between each thing, so right now if I were to do it, if I just add a space here, let's see how that would look. Make clean. Oh, that actually ended up fine. But I want to make a square. Ooh. So I need like lines at the top here and the bottom here. Well, I would need it for, wait, low-key, let me cook. Top line. Good. Top line. Output. int I is equal to 0. And then how many of this there would be? How many columns are there? There's what time is it? I need to lock in. I'm gonna lock in at like, I'm probably just gonna stop the stream at like 1:30. I mean 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock's fine. Okay. I feel like I need to get better at explaining myself on stream, because the way I explain my code, if I can do it good on my stream, then I can do it for work as well when I'm showing off what I did in code. So this is good practice for work, honestly. So how many rows are there? It's like, so I need to like write a script that like cleans it. Okay. So there are how many rows there are. So for int I less than rows, we need to, this is the, so this top line is just gonna create like the top edge of the grid. So you can think of it like a square, right? I'm just trying to output a grid onto the screen, but it looks like this isn't a grid visually because there's like no edges to it besides on the left and right of it, of the rectangle or the grid. So we'll just do this stdci. I want to see how this looks. This should just output the top edge. I know this is not gonna work, but let me see. What happened here? Wait, am I stupid? Oh. The fuck? Oh, I didn't even put a new line. Oh my god. I know, I'm stupid. I need to put it over here. How can you piss? Ugh. it's stopping midway. If I do 4, is that good? I don't even know. I'm just typing random shit in. That works, I guess. Okay, cool. So we just need to do the same thing for this one. Right now it's skipping the line twice, so all we have to do is say if how do you write it so that I want to be able to write it so that when we're not on the last row we do the new line, the 2 new lines, but then if we're on the last row, just skip it entirely. I can just do like a break statement, I think. If I is equal to rows minus 1, then we just break out of this loop, right? Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. No, but then we're not outputting. We don't output it. Oh, we have to do dashes, no? How would I do that? What's a character that's like the opposite of an underscore? Because if I do that, it's not gonna hit it, I don't think. Yeah. I don't. Was there a better way to format this? I probably have to use the IOManip library. How to use IOManip library to format an edges around the grid I am printing to terminal C++. Oh man, yeah, I'll probably have to do that then. Fire, okay. Now that we have that down, so I created the character grid, and then I have to initialize empty cells with a period instead. Well, for this, they're all going to be empty when we're starting out the game initially, so... Oh my god! Well then, how do we keep track of... Well, obviously we have to keep track of the coordinates that the player is on or the mobs that we spawn in are on. I think we should just worry about that later though. We just initialize all of them to empty, I guess, for now. We could just say initialize grid. We have to find all the other ones that were named draw grid. It's so ugly, but we'll find a better way to output that later. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so next up on our list, write a function get command. So for commands, wise, all I ever really had was my get command. I actually already did this part, so command interpreter implement void execute command. What did I have? Okay. So it looks like I was writing a check space command. So I had execute command, check space, and it looks like I had created a vector to store the list of tokens. Gonna go one by one. It's kind of explanatory. So void execute command, I take in a string, taking around the column. Okay, so where we do our space, then here is where parsing, then here is parsing commands. Okay, so where we do have space, then here is parsing commands. I see. So this create token list, we're just basically adding 4 commands for now. So move north, move south, move east, move west. So those 4 main commands for moving the player, and then 2 more commands, 3, map, help, and exit. Okay. So what I remember is that handle logic for creating list of tokens from command. Well, it's up to me to decide whether or not if there's 2 spaces in between commands. Well, if there's 2 more spaces in between tokens, then we're just gonna exit out, I guess. I could exit the whole program if, actually no. We'll just keep asking for a command until we get a, whoa. Okay, we can handle if it's exit, so. We should do the easier ones first. So right now, we initialize the grid, we get a player input, and then we get the player input, which is calling the get command. So and then we're breaking out if it's exit. Okay, that's fine. Whoa. There are like multiple things going on. So right now I have like 2 separate functions that, well, we get the string, so that's fine. Yeah, this is totally sorts of messed up. So my logic, I mean, player input is equal to get command, which is fine. The first time around, we could just create a guard. I don't know if this will like do anything down the line, but if player input is equal to if player input is equal to exit, then we just break out of this loop. And this would just be an extra check as well. But that wouldn't make sense though, because we are guaranteed to enter the game in the first try anyway, so but then I'm like so stupid, what the fuck? If player input is equal to exit, okay, so we enter in the game, so we initialize the grid, and then we have an empty string for player input, and player input is equal to get command. If the first thing that user enters is exit, then we just break, so that's actually fine. So check for exit command typed in on first enter of the game. Actually, that wouldn't make sense, because this would run when you get the command, when you get the next command, it's gonna run again. So we just add it out here instead, maybe. So I have to keep it out there because the while statement needs access to this. This is so hard just for exit. So if we're able, okay, so we get the command. I don't know, okay. We can just check right away. I don't know what this condition would be, but if player input is equal to exit, then we just break. So exit's kind of done. I don't know. We'll have to see. If what is going on? Let me format all my stuff first. Okay, so but if we do knock in an exit, then we have to run, where's commands here? We have to do create token list. We have to run create token list. Doing this right syntax wise. What do we pass in? We have to pass in player input. That makes sense. So once it's not exit, we actually have to parse the So all we have to do is create tokens. So right now, all we would have to do is, we would have to parse through each character. Do we have one for check space? I probably don't even need this, low key. I'll just comment it out for now. I don't think I need it. So we would just go line by line for every character in the string. If int no if command at I is equal to a space, and this is where if command is a space, we need a string that holds the current string that we are building into the token list. So std string is equal current string is equal to empty string like that. Okay. Okay, so if it is if it is a space, then we have to check to see if our current string isn't empty, right? If current dot size is that valid? Will it be not empty? Because if it were not empty, then that okay, well, if it were not empty, why do you go piss? want to finish this up, but I have this algorithm on ChatGPT to help me out with this tokenization algorithm. It's basically saying if my current character, if my current string is empty, how does it, is there an isEmpty function? I feel like that would be more readable. What is empty function on C++ string? It's just empty. But it's saying if it's not empty, if it's not empty, then if it's not empty, then we append the let me just write this out. We append, if it's not empty, we I get it. Okay, so if we're on like going through the commands, let's just say this is move north. If we move on to a new string, or a new word, that is, if we already moved on to the new word, then current is going to be empty, so we have to get our previous word, I guess, in the command and put it in the token list. We add token list dot, we push back to token current string. And then we set current again to an empty string so that we can move on. So current yeah, I've been drinking water. I chugged like 3 waters before I had this coffee, so I didn't TBH, I said I wasn't gonna drink coffee, but I was gonna have headaches, so just one coffee. So I have to continue. We have to break out of this loop because we're done. Does that make sense? Hold up. Build token guys. uh, else we just append current string is plus equal to so we have to add the last token if the string isn't empty. If current string but if it isn't empty, then we just append it to just token list dot push back current string, and then we just return at the end of this. We just return token list. Okay, so I want to see if we actually print this out. So for int I is equal to 0, test print out commands to command line after typing in command. For int I is equal to 0, I is less than to token list dot size I plus plus. We just do this, so std cout token list at I. We need an end line as well. Okay. Moment of truth to see if this worked. What is this? This is happening in main. Comparison of integer expression different signess int and size type long unsigned int. Can't I just like implicitly convert it? Or can I just ignore it? Nice. Not nice. We're not printing anything out. The fuck? What's going on? It's probably somewhere in my main. Oh, I see. What? So if you just got the import, right? This must be somewhere in my crate token list. Is this right then? So you have a current string. So we have to check for a space. check for a space. So if we check if the current string isn't empty, so we've already been pushing into that string, then we have to push back the current string and set it equal to an empty string again, else we have to current string is equal to plus equals command add last token if the string isn't empty. If the current string is not empty, then let's see. This is making me like I feel so stupid, but it's fine. What's going on? Okay, so we have to first check if it's a space. So if it's a space and our current string is not empty, then we have to push back the string. I'm probably missing like an edge case here. So if it's not empty, to push that back. But if it is empty, current string plus equals. But then if it's not a space, because it's guaranteed that on Valentine is making you eat cake with her. What type of cake is it? I thought you weren't a sweets person. Or are you just eating it because you don't want her to feel left out? Chat, thanks for the reacts. Oh my god, I'm getting so many hearts. Else current. Okay, but on our first try, guaranteed it's not a space because they're entering in a command for the first time. So if it's not a string, well, it's a Madeleine cake. Oh. Oh, I thought it was just like an actual cake, just like the little Madeleines, like the shell shaped, like sponge cakes. Those are fire. Those aren't too sweet. Okay, this guarantees that um, our first command will be parsed, or it'll be added to the token list. So. So I'll put this in ChatGPT and ask it for some guidance. Here is my main. Right now I am trying to tokenize move north, but the thingies aren't printing out. Act like a computer science TA, going back and forth with me. Don't give me the answer. Here is my output. Right now it's not actually printing out the tokens I tokenize. Please help. My key block is my add token list. If string. Wait. Could it be this? Well, where should the push last token logic go? I feel like it should go in the for loop. It should go in the for loop. I see no reason. It should go in the for loop. I see no reason why it shouldn't go in there. So it's telling me now walk through move. So iteration 1, char is equal to m, current string is equal to m. Inside the loop is is the current string non-empty? Oh. Else current string plus equals command finalize token if no trailing space. So it shouldn't go in the for loop then? I do have to study, fuck. I'm like halfway almost done with this. Add this debug before tokenizing. create token list. Current string else. This needs to go out here, bro. What the fuck? If not the space. It's literally simple as that, okay? So now it should just nice. That's good. That's big. I had a feeling it was that. Like I was checking for the space toward the beginning, but if it's not a space, then we have to take that into account as well. Oh my god, this is so ass. Okay, let me get rid of the debug statements. Okay, that's fine. Push this branch. Clean. Finish creating token list. Up next is actually parsing the token list commands. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat now.